still be interested in this job if you know at some point in the future the work environment would change from an individual environment to a team-based approach?
I work better.
Would you still be interested in this job if you know at some point in the future the work environment would change from an individual environment to a team-based approach?
I mean, I definitely work much better individually, but I wouldn't be as interested if it turned into more like a teamwork-based type of job. And in the future, we don't know what psychologists know like.
What do you contribute to your team's culture in your workplace?
Well, I mean, I make people laugh, so I try to make them happy, make them feel where they're at, belong. But one thing is that I gotta make sure that they're also gonna be in a good state of mind. And psychologists, it's their job to keep people in a good health. Have you ever had difficulty working with a manager or other team members?
I remember around the third year of my private practice, I had a coworker, and with that coworker, we generally tended to disagree. But there was this client who was experiencing depression for the majority of their life, and we both got to meet with the client and try to understand the situation. And for me, I thought that it was more of an issue we need to go over months and years even to try to solve, while he thought it was just a simple medication. And it's like, so he gives him some medication, that was his idea. I want to actually talk with the client and try to solve the issue naturally. So we had a big argument over our different ideologies with this client. And in the end, I got my way, thankfully, and the client recovered after 2 years in my clinic. And so that's just some things. What strategies would you use to motivate your team?
Man, show them that bread, man. Show them that cash. That's what motivates them. That's what keeps them on check, online. More work. Do you prefer teamwork or working independently?
I think teamwork can be useful when I have difficulty reaching a patient or if I'm unsure how to proceed with the patient, but other than that,
Tell me about a time you worked well on a team.
Throughout my career as a psychologist, I tended to prefer working alone. But earlier on, right after I left college, I worked at a healthcare team in an open hospital. And during that experience, I felt that it was really rewarding to work in a group of people to accomplish a common goal of helping the people around us.
What role have you played in team situations?
Generally, whenever I have to work in a team, I prefer to be the person who compiles information through research on clients, be it like a neurological disorder that they're born with or like short-term mental instability that they're going through.
Tell me about a challenging workspace situation that you had to deal with.
Generally, as a psychologist that works in the private sector, I like to tend to work alone. But in my earlier years as a psychologist, I worked under managers and I had to work with several coworkers, which really is not my thing. So it tends to lower the quality of my work. And there's certain cases that can come up when I work with other people, so I just tend to work alone.
So give me some examples of your teamwork skills.
one example of my teamwork skills is when I participated in a hospital group therapy, and in doing that I helped facilitate patients' relationships with not only each other but with their doctors.
So how do you feel about working on a team?
I feel as though my patients, I see more progress than with individual work because in a group setting they tend to feel overwhelmed or self-conscious about the experiences they're going through.
How do you feel about working in a team environment?
I feel that my patients learn to become more confident in themselves in a one-on-one session, but I think group work can be very beneficial after individual sessions.